I've been meaning to do a review on this grill for quite some time, and I'm finally getting around to it. I probably had this for almost 2 years now. It's been on a number of trips with me, and it's been an excellent piece of kit. It's pretty small. I mean, it's bigger than your average camp stove, I guess, and it only weighs 5.5 ounces or thereabouts, maybe 5 ounces. This one, I was in contact with, I believe his name is Don, the manufacturer, when I was ordering it, and I mentioned to him that I'd like to have it as long as possible, and he was able to make it a bit longer than a stock 17.5 inch. I haven't measured it, and I forget what it ended up being. It might be 18.5 inches, but either way, he was, very accommodating. He was quick with the emails. He was a good guy to deal with, and this thing has been great. We've taken it up to the French River in Ontario, and I've had it in the Allegheny National Forest, and just all these different places where I know there's campfires allowed, and there's going to be fire rings, but there's no grill or there's anything else to sit your pots on. So I've taken this guy places like that, and I've taken it on backpacking trips and canoe trips, and it fits it'll fit in your pack somewhere with no worries. Speaking of that, it comes in a bag. You've got your choice of a heavier duty bag like this, made out of like a waterproof Oxford type material like pack cloth, and it's got a flap and it velcros, and then they make a lighter weight ripstop nylon one or something that has a drawstring top. I'm a fan of heavy duty, almost everything. Even though I'm carrying it, how much more could that thing weigh? When you're using this guy, you have to it takes a little bit of thought. You're going to have to make a platform to sit this on to keep it level, where you're not going to lose your lunch if it tips over. There's plenty of room on this for a couple of pots. I find, I can make coffee in the morning and sit it off to the side, or I can be boiling water for my coffee and frying eggs over here. I've got a little frying pan. It's really nice to have a little more than one thing going at a time. My buddy and I, we've taken this backpacking, and both being responsible for our own meals. We both bring our own pots and whatnot, but I just bring this one grill, and we can cook at the same time, and two birds with one stone sort of thing. So that is great. Another product made by Purcell Trench Grill Company are these Stix, which is just 17 or 18 inch long piece of stainless steel tubing that you can use to sit across a couple of rocks and put or logs or whatever you've got there, and put your pots on those. I bought them because I made a small reflector oven, and I stuffed these through the sides to set my pot on my baking pan on that. What I've done to them though is I drilled a small hole in the tips of them where I put just a split ring from a key ring sort of thing, and that keeps them together for starters, so I don't lose them with my gear. But also, it makes a nice little V where I can set one end on a rock and the other, and they're not going to roll away from me, because they cannot roll with this split ring in it. So if you were an ultralight guy and really trying to shave some ounces, these weigh 2.5 ounces, and you could get away with them. It's a bit dicey to me, but it'd be doable. But for my money, that grill, that's where it's at. That's been a great piece of kit for me. So you can see now I've got a little fire going, and when I make a fire, I mean that's 2 hands high or something, or wide. And like I said, all we're trying to do is boil some water. We're not, just because we're in a forest full of wood doesn't mean we have to burn all of it. All we want to do is get a little fire going. I like to get a little backdrop going. It creates a little chimney effect, sucks in some air. You know, this is in my backyard, so I could build exactly like I like. But even when I'm out camping and I've got an option to have a rock ring, I do some extensive modifications, and more often than not, that's making it smaller. Seems like the average guy likes a lot bigger fire than I do. Well, that's it in a nutshell. There's not a whole lot else to say about it. It's just a really well-made grill. You know, my review probably closely mirrors Harlan's over at solotripping.com's. You know, it's because he nailed it. The guy knows what he's talking about, and it's a good way to use this grill. The only other thing I might bring up is today the wind's getting up a little bit, and on a windy day like that today, if you put a windscreen around these guys, especially as windy as it is right now, believe it or not, that's going to help quite a bit. It's going to funnel that air up along the side of the pot like you want it, and that's going to be a big help to you. But really, that's all I have to add to this. Purcell Trench grill, excellent camping gear, whatever you want to call it, and I really highly recommend it.